Y'all having fun? I mean, man, one, how good is the ACC? That's my first statement. And then Virginia Tech, that's a tournament team. And I knew it coming in. One, they're extremely well coached. He does a great job both offensively and defensively. They're physical. They execute. They're just a really well coached team. And they deserve, I don't know, you know, they've had bad luck. I had to tell them I'm sorry after the game because it's like their fourth win, their fourth loss under 3 seconds. And they would be in the top of the league. They would be right there with us if it wasn't that way. And so that's the first part. And then I'm proud of our guys because we found a way to win when we didn't have our best stuff. And it's understandable why they don't. And we got a lot of guys playing heavy minutes, a lot of guys banged up. You know, Malik didn't play, felt like the whole game. He had to go in the back. Tre didn't know if he was going to play. He was dealing with the calf Achilles thing. Sheldon's knee swole up on him. Ernest's hip. So we're just dealing with a bunch of stuff. But they willed, and especially Tre willed us to win. So I'm just proud of them because these are the games in late February, early March that you have to win and have to find ways to win if you want to compete at a high level. And we were able to do that.
Can you talk about, was it a migraine that Malik had, and what was it?
Yeah, I think it was a migraine. I really don't know, but it was a headache or something that was going on that kind of had him a little blurry and just couldn't deal with it. So we'll see. You know, we tried our best to get him back out there, and then he just kind of willed himself late in the game.
And Tre, I mean, just career night.
Yeah.
He scored the final 15 points.
Yeah, he's done it time and time again. It wasn't shocking. It was needed, and he found a way. He willed us to it, and that's what senior guards who have been in big moments and why you bet on guys' pedigree of guys who've won state championships, conference championships, and played in big games for moments like this.
You've talked about, and we've seen his increased role here in Miami compared to Michigan and Auburn. Just what were you saying to him during the game before he made those shots, and just how proud are you of him?
I didn't really have to say anything to him. You know what I mean? We're just reading the game, and I felt like he had it going, so I just tried to put him in a bunch of ball screens and try to find matchups, which we normally don't do, and which I'm normally like not a big advocate of, but we had to get to it, and that's what we had to do. We had to find a way to win the game, and he delivered. So we just had to adjust and adapt on the fly, and they were able to do that.
Coach, where do you think all this is coming from in terms of, you're talking about will to keep on going, battling through injury? Where do you think this is coming from with your guys, and what does it say about your group?
It just comes with the season, to be honest with you. It comes with the time. It comes with us. You know, from June, you have 13 new guys, and it takes the season to develop this type of grit and this type of resilience. You have to go through stuff in the season. So we went through the Florida loss. We went through the BYU loss. We went through things that have made us be comfortable in these moments. And I think it just comes through experience and stuff. You know, when you have new groups and everybody's new and everything's new, it's nothing you can really lean on and tell them. You try to tell them and you try to explain to them, but sometimes you have to go through it. And I just think us going through some of the stuff we've had has gotten us here.
Coach, what will you remember the most about how your team competed tonight?
Just that we weren't at our best, and we found a way. I think this might be our first win in the 60s. I mean, the Clemson game was in the 60s, and you know, when you got to grind it out sometimes, and we were able to grind it out. You know, you need one rebound, one stop. We were able to do that. You need to play through contact, get fouled. We were able to do that, make a free throw. We were able to execute some details down the stretch.
Jay, three-point shooting and free throw shooting have not been the strongest parts, but yet in this stretch at the end, you know, Tre hit 2 threes that were critical and hit free throws. Can you just talk about the clutch plays that he made at the end?
I mean, they were huge. And, you know, gosh, some teams have everything, some teams don't. You know, we have an identity. We stick to our identity. Some nights we'll make threes, some nights we'll make free throws. You know, I always say about the free throws is more about the quantity, and as we can get as many as possible. And then with the threes, as long as we shoot the right ones, I feel like we can hit at least 8 of them. But we're finding ways to win games, and that's the most important thing. And just to be honest with you, it's all a blur right now. I know he hit a big three off a ball screen that kind of tied the game, but everything before that, I'm at the watch film. It's just all kind of rolling together at this moment.
Trey seems to kind of have that ability to just take over games. I mean, obviously tonight, the last 15 points, Trey scored. Just what does that say about his mental approach to have that ability to take over close games so often?
Yeah, just that confidence. Just the confidence, and I think it comes from being in there before and being in those moments. If you watched him at Michigan last year, he's the guy who hit the big shots. He's the guy who went the length of the court to make the layup to win the Big Ten championship. So he's comfortable because he's delivered in those moments before. And we trust him, the team trusts him, the staff trusts him in those moments. That's why the ball's in his hands.
Coach, where's your confidence level? A lot of these guys getting career highs in minutes because of the amount of attrition going on tonight, especially Ernest Udeh. What was your confidence level throughout that? You're trusting him getting thumbs up.
My thing here, I was just telling them in the huddle and preaching in the huddle is like, we just got to keep going. I know you're tired, but right now is not the time to be tired. We got to battle, we got to fight, we got to claw for every possession. We'll rest the next 2 days. We'll rest and we'll be ready for Saturday. But right now, I need you to give me everything. I need you to empty the tank, and they did.
Coach, for you, just the winning that y'all were able to do, well, more specifically the defensive side of the way that y'all were winning. Ernest was out there playing more on-ball defense with him a week out. How did you see him, just the way that he's been playing? He's always viewed as a shot blocker.
Yeah.
But he just being on the ball.
I mean, when Ernest is probably one of the people I'm hardest on because, one, I feel he needs it because he's also one of the guys who I feel like he doesn't know how good he is, and I have to bring it out of him. Like, he is and is capable of being one of the best defenders in the country, and I saw that in the summer. And so I have the utmost confidence in switching him and what we had to do and the way he guarded Neo in those possessions when we switched with him. Same thing with number 0. He has those capabilities, and I have to stay on him and let him realize, like, you are that good. Don't take a back seat. And so he showed up in those moments, and he shut them down.
Coach,
Got time for a couple more.
Virginia Tech's first 14 makes, 12 of them were assisted. From then on out, they only had 8 assists. Whether designed or not, what do you think your defense was able to do to kind of interrupt their ball movement towards
That's
the
why
end of
we
the
had
game?
to start switching. We had to start switching just because their pace was a lot faster in person than it was on film. And watching some of their games, the games they have struggled against North Carolina State, against Florida State, against Duke, it was because of the switching. Now, normally we aren't a switching team, but it was kind of the thing we had in our back pocket where if we felt like they were getting too comfortable in the offense, instead of going zone as much, it would just be to switch everything. And we did, and we were able to kind of just grind it out and steal some possessions doing that.
Top 15,
Last
Virginia is up next. What are some early thoughts on that one?
One, I know they're really good. I know they're really big. I know they shoot the 3. Also know it's one of the hardest places to play in the conference. I haven't watched them at all yet. I'll start watching them tomorrow. But I know Ryan Odom. One of my friends is on staff, so I followed him. I guess his whole coaching career because my friend's been with him, so I'm kind of familiar with their style of play and how they play. They pressure you. He does a really good job. They're really offensively sound, so it'll be a great test. It'll be a great test. It's like going into it, it will be what a Sweet 16 or Elite 8 game is like, and that type of feel and that type of team and environment. So I'm excited. I'm excited. The guys will be excited. They have confidence playing on the road and winning on the road.
Trey, 32 career points, including the final 15 points of the game. Just what exactly was going on in your head and in your mind and your body today?
A little banged up. I just wanted to win. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I just want to win. I want it for my team. I want it for my coaches as most. But I mean, just doing it for these guys, that's the biggest thing. But just the will, the want to win, I feel like that's the biggest thing that took over me. Whatever it took, if it was me making a shot or making a play for my teammates, and the ball just fell for me tonight. So I mean, that's just thank God and continue to put in work and let these guys trust me and trust them.
Trey, can you put into words what that feeling is like to do the things that you're able to do in the second half and to win?
Try not to get. I'm very emotional, so I just tried to stay cool, calm, collected. Cause I knew it was gonna be we were down 5 for a while, so I mean, just being able to trying to get over that hump, just figuring it out, and then just staying positive. I feel like that was the biggest thing. It's easy to get down tough games like that when you just can't find a way to get over those 5 points, and we found a way. So just being able to instill confidence in my guys, tell them to be ready, and just find a way to win. That was the biggest thing.
In particular, the 3-point shot that you made there late. Can you walk us through the 3 that you hit at the top of the key?
Confidence, gym work, Andrew Moran, Dame Wall.
Trey, obviously we're in mid-February, but how would you compare these types of games to like a March 9th type of atmosphere?
I mean, it's here. It's creeping up on us now. I mean, the atmosphere is great. We're starting to fill this thing up, so I mean, it's fun for us as a team. But I mean, just getting everybody comfortable with what it's gonna be like in March, because I feel like we're gonna make a run. So just getting everybody used to it. I mean, we just came from a hostile environment at North Carolina State. So I mean, just to continue to have tough games, packed games with a lot of emotion in it, it gets our younger guys that we're depending on a lot ready for those type of games.
And this one's for Ernest or Trey. What was the message, that the team kept repeating to each other, like throughout this game?
Game's not over. You know, I mean, like you said, you know, we've been in these situations before. Us being veteran guards, veteran players, you know, we understand what it is, what it's like. You know, playing at this level, you know, it's expected. You know, every night it's not supposed to be a cupcake game or whatever. It's going to be a war, and especially playing in this conference, you know, that's expected every night. So I mean, it's like he said, you know, just staying calm and poised, you know, throughout the entire game, understanding it's not 0-0 on the clock yet. So there's no need to falter. There's no need to act frazzled. You know, just keep playing, just keep staying poised, keep doing what we're doing, and get a win.
Ernest, when were you aware about Malik not being on the bench, and maybe what was the messaging in the second half when you guys knew that he wasn't there, available?
Just, you know, coming out into the second half, obviously it was more obvious. You know, again, like I told the guys at halftime, told the guys at the end of the game, you know, sitting there, I'm just way to pick them up. You know, like, you know, Trey said, everything that we do is for each other. You know, there's not a single selfish person in the locker room. We understand what we're trying to do. You know, we understand what Miami basketball means to the community and everyone who shows up and supports us. So just showing us, like you guys see, you know, we were able to pick him up. You know, for example, you know, True missing that breakaway lay, picking him up. DA missing the 3, he's down, picking him up. You know, understanding that we're all there for each other no matter what the circumstances.
Ernest, can you talk about what it looked like from your vantage point, what Trey did tonight?
I was telling the guys, federal, you know, unconscious. You know, I'm sitting there in the dunker, I'm seeing the shots go in, and for me, it's not a standpoint of like, oh wow, like it's Trey. You know, I know what he's capable of, and I'm blessed to be able to call him my point guard, night in and night out. So of course, from my perspective, you know, you guys' perspective, it looks crazy, it looks amazing. Me, it's Trey. Like you said, he's in the gym always, first one there, last one out, extra reps all the time. So him making that shot, it's of course Trey shot it. You know.
Trey, Ernest, the crowd really picked up there after that final media timeout. How'd you guys feed off of that energy in the building to make that?
It's always great. It's always great. You know, this is what you play this game for. Like I said, it's a blessing to play this game, and when you have a fan base like we do here at Watsco, man, it's great. It's amazing, especially in these games. You know, they're on their feet, last minute of the game, just showing their support till the clock's over. So just thankful for them, night in and night out.
Trey, just where you guys are at right now, the big wins, you guys, the stretch, you guys, the way you're playing right now. Can you just kind of comment on what you think you guys are doing well, and at this point in the season, it's obviously a big deal.
Me having my experience that I have, mid-February, this is where you want to be. I mean, that's something coaches preach to us. I mean, they're not going to all be pretty,
Right.
And you don't know what it's going to take to win a game. So mid-February like this, you just got to find ways to win the game. And that's all that matters. So I mean, I feel like as a team, what this means to us and what the feel we have for it is just we're happy, but we're not satisfied. We have a chip on our shoulder. We're not going to talk about it. Y'all saw the preseason stuff. So just continue to push, get better as a team, and continue to prove everybody wrong and go hunting and get what we deserve, what we feel like we need.
Ernest, with Malik being able to fight and play in the late stage of the second half, just what does that tell you about just his overall character and just will that he has?
I mean, if y'all know how I feel about Malik, you know, he's my brother. You know, and the one thing I can say about him is that he's a high character individual. You know, on the court, off the court, you know, just I love being around him. And obviously when it comes to this game that we all play, you know, he cares. He cares so much. You know, there's moments where just, you know, me being able to say it, just teaching moments that me and him have where he's, you know, talking to me about something or read or something that, you know, he thinks I could have done differently. You know, he loves his game. You know, he'll do anything for this game, and the game has given him so much back. And, you know, it's just beautiful to watch him go out there and just show that, be able to show that. And just honestly, for me, I'm blessed to play alongside him.
To piggyback off that, Malik, I was with Malik all day today. His head was killing him all day from this morning in class. I mean, he tried to fight through it, and that just y'all wouldn't know that because y'all always say y'all weren't with him, but his head's been hurting all day, so he tried to push through it. He gave us everything he got.
Yep.
But Malik will do anything for us, trust me. I've seen him how emotional he is, how much this means to him. So, I mean, he gave us everything we got, and just being able to have his back tonight and get a win like that, it's a lift off his shoulders for sure, because he's hard on himself. So, I mean, I feel like that's the biggest thing as a team, just being able to do it for him, knowing how bad he wanted to be out there, but his head was just really hurting him.
And
I'm gonna
Trey,
take one last quick one.
these last two games, team has showed an incredible amount of fight late to, come back and win. What do you think led to this fight that the team has? Just what about the chemistry, the bond, just how did that form to what we've seen these last two games?
Our culture. Our culture is our biggest thing. That's what Jay's been trying to instill his first year, and that's what he's done. And it's all in us. You can see it from top to bottom, from head coach to GAs to student managers. It's instilled in us, and it's showing. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. But just continue to grow on it, because we don't have it all figured out. But just knowing that when we do get in tough situations, we can fall back on our pedigree and our will to win.
Coach, Justice and the Miami Hurricanes on this side.
Can't understand what you're saying.
Justice and the Miami Hurricanes on this side. Just the way that both teams battled back and forth. What do you think was really the end of the game type of decision that cost you guys this game?
In-game decision?
I'm saying, what was the bottom line decision of what cost y'all this game?
They played a little bit better than we did.
Second row.
Michelle Kaufman for the Miami Herald. Can
I
you just,
enjoy your paper.
thank you, I appreciate, I wish more people did. Tre Donaldson, what can you say about him? It was a career night for him. I think he scored the final
Well,
15.
he's been around since the Reagan administration. Trace has been a part of a lot of really good basketball. He's good, he's old and big and strong. He gets fouled. We don't have a great matchup for him. I thought we fought, but Trey had a good ball game.
Questions for Coach over on the right. You.
Oh, sorry. Coach, what do you remember about how your team competed this game?
We fought like crazy. I was talking to Coach Larinaga for a long time earlier today, and it's like every game we have with the Hurricanes is right down to the wire, hard-nosed, two good teams fighting their tails off. Jay got the best of me today, and I congratulate his team.
Back to you, man.
I have another question. You guys have had a lot of games that come down to the buzzer this year. Jay was saying yesterday, I think it was 3 or 4 games that your team has come down to the buzzer. Can you just talk about just how your team is in there in the final minute, it seems like, in so many games?
Yeah, we're 4-0 in overtimes. It's part of it, and I do think that I've been doing it a long time. This is 24 years as a head coach. I do think over time it evens out. Had a bad foul on Trey, tie game. We just want to play that out. We're one stop away. We're going to have the last shot, and Toby, who's a really good player and was saddled with fouls a lot, fouled him, and you can't do that. Well officiated game. We had 4 team fouls, or Miami only had 14 fouls, so they were able to foul us a couple of times into the front court, which is difficult. But again, I credit Miami.